Good evening. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Old and I'm just looking through all of these wonderful greetings that I have from all our subscribers and friends and family, and I'm feeling that I'm a very fortunate man. When my wife took the photograph of our two little girls kissing me happy birthday, and Batjoy giving me a happy birthday kiss, and she said, happy birthday, what is your wish? What do you wish for? It's a very sobering thought when you reach my age that actually there's nothing that I need. I say sobering. I shouldn't say sobering. It's not quite the right word, is it? It's just an incredible moment to actually realize that actually there's just not much that I'm wishing for. Because when you talk about what do you wish for, what's your wish, it's as if you are saying, well, let's accept that you're not happy with what you've got. What would make you happy? And other than a child with Beth, I had to say that really there's nothing that I need. I don't need anything else. We have a home, it's imperfect. We have a life, it's imperfect. We have our ups and our downs, as maybe if you've seen a couple of videos of late, you've realized that what some of the downs are. It's not a huge challenge. We do what we have to do. I look at some of the birthday wishes, and some of them come with very sage advice. I think that one of them said, if you are intelligent, you just ignore. If you are, and you move on. And yes, that's very true. I've often said that if anybody comes to me with their problems, I could easily solve them. I could give them a solution. Well, here's what you should do. What's your problem? Tell me your problem. Yes. Yes. Oh. Oh. Right. Here's what you do. Now, how does that picture change when it's my problems? I sit there and think, what the hell am I going to do next? And it's not so easy. And the big thing here is that it's involvement, isn't it? When you are involved, when your emotions are stressed, when your feelings are stressed, when you've had that wild thing thrown at you that knocks you momentarily off your spot, well, that's something that, yes, well, yes, show us your butt, Golden. This is a picture of Golden's butt. Anyway, it's only when you are actually involved and your emotions, as I say, are being changed and pushed and pressured that you have trouble finding out what the solution is. So we have our issues, and we have lots of advice on how to overcome those issues, and the advice is often extremely philosophical, extremely spiritual, extremely Christian, extremely extreme. And it's one of those things that it's always easier to tell somebody else how to get over their problems. And I've had my share of being able to do that, and now we are looking at sorting out our own problems, and that's what we're doing. But this is my birthday, and as I say, I'm 78 years old plus a day, and I have so much. This is another shot of Golden's butt. I have so much to be grateful for. I have so much around me that you could not buy. You could not buy my life. You could not buy the fulfillment that I feel when I'm doing what we do. Beth and I realized some time ago that we actually have a life which we just love. We have a life that, because we don't actually need any money, when I say we don't need any money, of course we need money, but I have enough money coming in from having worked through my life. I've worked through my life. I've contributed to the Social Security Fund of America, for which I now receive my pension, which is my right. It's not a privilege, it's something that I worked for. I worked for it and I contributed. As far as the UK goes, well, I did the same there. I served 8.5 years of honourable service in the British Army, and I don't get a pension from the British Army. I get a pension from the Social Security Fund, the same as the US. So I get just what's due. It's not a great deal, but it's enough for us to live on. We can live comfortably on what we have. When we came here, we used the money that we had. We took out a line of credit with Edgar at the Ambicon, and he allowed us to draw so that we could continue work on our house, which we did. We got our house built, certainly enough so that. Sorry, I'm distracted here because I'm looking at Golden, who is demanding some attention. See, well, we were able to build a house on my money, right? And then a couple of days ago, I got one of those reminders from Facebook, and the reminder said, "We thought you'd like to see what you were doing this time 1 year ago." And wow, 1 year ago we had started to build a road. How do we build that road? Well, we built it the hard way. Now we got a certain amount of money from a GoFundMe account that we had. We were able to put the Superman team together. Pastor Timio headed it. I designed a bridge, concrete, steel reinforced bridge, and Timio and I talked through, and we talked through what the engineering requirements were of that, and we built a bridge. And that was a terrific success. That bridge stands today and has stood some rough weather. Plenty of water under that bridge in more than one way. And so we've got a life that we love. And since then, in that year, which has been quite a roller coaster, I can tell you, up, down, sideways, in, out, we've pretty well done it all. And during that time, we went from the bridge which we built, and it turned out that in a way the bridge was symbolic of moving from one kind of life to another. We went from happy-go-lucky, building our house, Beth walking around naming chickens Brad Pitt, and I don't know what other names that she raises for our animals. We're not allowed to eat any of the chickens because they've all got names like Brad Pitt. You can't kill a chicken that's called Brad Pitt, can you? I mean, it's just not on. But anyway, we went from that life to suddenly having a YouTube channel, and simply because we told the story of the people that we met and saw, well, I guess we saw their suffering, and then it connected with people like you, possibly. If you're watching this video now, it connected and people thought, I can help. And they did, and we became the trustees of being able to help people. We were the ones here, and we helped. And from that, our mission found us. It's not like I went out thinking, why don't I go out and help everybody? No, it kind of walked by, and it grabbed me by the scruff of the neck, and Beth as well, and said, here's a way that you guys could actually make a difference. And that's what we've been doing ever since. And we are the most fortunate of people to be able to do that, because the rewards are incredible. The rewards of knowing that you've been able to change somebody's life who was living without hope. The rewards of that are incredible. On that particular house that we called the Skeleton House, we used to pass that house, and as we passed it, it was just a frame. It was the framework. They managed to get the framework up, and they put a couple of bits of hardboard or plywood up so that they had something that they could sleep behind. And that was it. We just decided, well, why don't we just try and tell that story? Why don't we just see if we can get them some cladding? And we did. Didn't cost a huge amount of money, but we spent, and don't forget, I'm not the accountant here, we spent about 8 or somewhere between 8 and 12,000 pesos. It's not a huge amount of money. And I remember how we went round, and we in my little red truck, we dropped the cladding off. That's the fascia which goes on the outside of the house, which kind of makes it into a house. And we did that, and the woman, against all Filipino reserve for a stranger and for a foreigner, told Beth, she threw her arms around me and just cried and said to Beth, we had just given up hope that we would be able to finish our home. And we've been sleeping with, I think she had 7 children. 7 children, and they were sleeping in the Skeleton House. And so people were touched, and they gave us this mission, which we have been very fortunate to be able to do. So right now, just sitting here thinking about the last year of my life, not the last year I'm going to live, by the way, but this most recent year, and thinking about the next year, and what will that bring? Well, whatever it brings, we're ready and hoping for great change, and hoping that you'll come with us. So I think that's enough. Oh God, my alarm is on there, 13:55. Okay, I've been waffling too long. This is a foreigner in the Philippines talking about the last year, the 78th year that I've enjoyed, and I have enjoyed it. Thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Bye for now.